Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. What's on people's minds in New Hampshire as we recover from 2020 and the pandemic, both individuals in the public and businesses? Well, the University of New Hampshire Survey Center has just completed a new survey that shows New Hampshire businesses, frankly, are more optimistic than New Hampshire people. But there's more than that. And with me to explain this new survey in detail is the director of the University of New Hampshire Survey Center that conducted the survey, Dr. Andy Smith, who just received, by the way, the National Kennedy Achievement Award for Public Opinion Research. Congrats, Andy, and welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. You and your team just conducted this post-COVID opinion survey in New Hampshire. Let's go to the first chart. Many New Hampshire businesses are operating with fewer employees.
Right. This survey is of small businesses in the state. It's conducted by the Small Business Development Center, who really do a good job in helping businesses out throughout COVID. And what we found is that the number of employees that small businesses have gone from 15 on average down to 12 people. So they've had a fairly significant loss in employees over the course of this over the course of the COVID epidemic.
Right. And then you also found that businesses are operating with less revenue, which I suppose is not a surprise.
No, that's no surprise at all. And you wonder why businesses are really concerned about getting the state back open. 70% said they have lost revenue since COVID started, and 23% said that their decrease has been more than 50%. So there's been some significant loss in revenue by a lot of these places. And not surprisingly, arts and entertainment venues, as well as accommodations, hotels and motels have been hit the hardest by this, as the tourism industry has been whacked.
These next two charts show that New Hampshire businesses are more optimistic than the general public about the recovery from 2020.
Yeah, it's really pretty fascinating. 62% of businesses are confident that the New Hampshire economy will be back to where it was in pre-COVID levels by June of this. They were there back in June of last year. Now that's up to 71% are confident that it'll be back up by the end of this year.
And those are businesses.
Yes.
Yeah, and now the general public less optimistic.
General public is not that optimistic. 49% say that it's going to be longer than a year till we're back to pre-COVID levels, and another 28% say it will take at least till the end of this year. So it's the public isn't very optimistic, and I think that's really important because it's the psychology of the public that drives their willingness to go out, not necessarily if the COVID restrictions are pulled off. A lot of people are very hesitant about wanting to go out.
Well, in this last chart kind of speaks to that. How comfortable are we going to a restaurant or going to a movie? And here are the findings. The psychology, as you say, many people do not feel comfortable yet.
Right. We're seeing that going outside to a restaurant, 81% are comfortable with that right now.
Well, yes, absolutely. I am too.
Yeah, but when you get to things like going to a bar, a health club, or a theater, or something like that, you have 50% or less are not comfortable, or 50% or more are not comfortable doing that right now. And even if we ask these people by July, if the COVID restrictions are lifted, a significant percentage of these people, about 50%, still will not be willing to go to these things. So it's going to take a while for people to get over their hesitancy of going out and doing the kind of things that they have done pre-COVID.
Yeah, I think when we have so-called herd immunity, people will feel more comfortable. Finally, there's a small business and community resiliency academy about to launch in New Hampshire by the Small Business Development Center. Here's the information. April and all of the sessions, April 7th, 21st, May 5th, May 19th, June 2nd, and then you can register at nhsbdc.org. Well worth it. And you're on that board.
Yes, I think that's an excellent opportunity for businesses who got hit by this unexpectedly to build up their resiliency plans. So when the next crisis hits, and there always will be another crisis, but when the next crisis hits, they'll be in a lot better shape to pivot quickly.
Andy Smith, Director of the University of New Hampshire Survey Center. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Fred.